Bay Games interview portion. Today I am joined with Chuck Leonard of Team Inspiration Point. How are you today, Chuck?
I'm doing great.
Glad to hear it. So I have some very simple questions to ask for you today, starting off with what was your favorite and least favorite of the Silver Bay Games and why?
I think the favorite would have to be the costume closet chaos. I have a theater background and I built that costume closet, so I knew where things were, so I might have had a little advantage, but I also have the background in theater to know how things could be used, and I think brought a lot of imagination and creativity into what we did with it. So we got to tell a story and had a ball making up how we were going to tell it, and had a very limited time to develop this production, basically. But it was great, and that's the kind of thing I adore, so I had a great time with that.
It was certainly one of my favorite games to design and watch unfold, so I hope our viewers feel the same and get just as much entertainment out of it as I did. What was your least favorite game?
It might have been, I don't know that it was least favorite, but frustrating certainly was the word search. We just could not figure out exactly where things were. The puzzle piecing and the word searching just took much longer, and quite frankly, I'm somebody who loves that stuff, so I was a little frustrated that I didn't do better and help my team get farther a little faster. We had a great time with it, but it was just taking longer than I thought it should, given my background with it. So.
Yeah, Kathleen actually mentioned that the whole time she was looking for a word that wasn't actually on the list,
yeah.
Which was part of which slowed you guys down. Mm-hmm. So it's definitely, you're not alone in feeling that amongst your team. There was definitely other feelings that coincided with yours. That being said, what was the biggest challenge you encountered during the games?
I don't feel like we had major challenges that were beyond our ability. It was making sure everybody was comfortable with doing what challenges there were. So there were some physical challenges that were tougher for some. Some members of both teams had trouble with running, knee issues or back issues. So some of the physical challenges were tough. I didn't feel like there was anything beyond us. It was just that sense of time pressure because you want to beat the other team's time. Mm-hmm,
of course, and obviously that's where the challenge comes into all the games we play is right. Coming out on top. But that being said, both teams really did put up a good fight for each games, and it was a really close competition. So that being said, why should people support Team Inspiration Point?
I think it's important that you look at the amount of positive energy that we put into it, the creativity, the team spirit, the camaraderie, even with the other team. If somebody was in trouble, we would have stopped and helped, but there was a challenge, and so there was some competition, and our team was strong in supporting each other, I thought, and very competitive throughout.
I would agree with everything you said there. And as we all know, Silver Bay Games were created as Silver Bay's annual Giving Tuesday campaign, a way to raise money for Silver Bay. And as a result, a lot of the games we play during the Silver Bay Games were designed to resemble program areas or utilize program areas we have at Silver Bay and kind of put a unique twist on them for the games. But what is your favorite thing about Silver Bay?
That's a big, broad question. The community of the place has always been a draw for me. Once I got connected to Silver Bay in my college years, I fell in love with the community that I was building with other EMPs. And then I was in some jobs that had interaction with the guests. And then I started to know people with history here, and I started to learn the history of Silver Bay, and my own family's connection to it. And that all became part of what feels like a very important, vital community to me and to all the folks that come here. And it kind of inspired me to choose to continue my connections to Silver Bay in my retirement years. So that's been a joy for me.
Well, we are certainly glad to welcome you to the full-time Silver Bay community, year-rounders up here in the north. And a big part of the Silver Bay community is not only our community that joins us in the summer or during our special event weekends on campus, but it's also our local communities. And to help support those, we have a bunch of outreach programs from the Early Learning Center to the Ticonderoga Teen Center and even our respite programs. If I were to give you $1 million right here and now and ask you to pick one of our outreach programs to support, which outreach program would you pick?
That's really hard. I don't know that I could do one big gift because I feel that there are many different areas that are important and bring wonderful things to the community that provide. The child care is way up there on that list. I'm biased because Kathleen is involved with the Teen Center and now runs that. I have been an educator since my college years and feel strongly about what's being done at the ECL and what we're doing for child care in Ticonderoga is so vital right now. That being said, I've met so many fantastic folks in the respite program, especially this year. I give boat tours as part of my job. So I've been in small group settings where I get to talk to folks who have just had their lives opened up and reinvigorated and found new passion and new energy that was they were in pain or they were lacking that energy in the past, and Silver Bay has brought that to them. So that's a tough question to answer. Can I pass?
You certainly can
Okay.
pass. But another tough question I will ask is, will you participate in the Silver Bay Games in the future?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, Chuck, it's been a pleasure talking to you today.
Thank you, Chuck.
Before we wrap things up, is there anything else you would like to say to our viewers?
Give. Think about what Silver Bay does and what it's done for you and what it's done for friends and families, and sometimes stories that you've heard of people that you don't know personally, but what it's done for others. We have 120 plus years of amazing things that this loving community has done for a broader community, and it's brought people together, and it has built coalitions and friendships and partnerships and found love for folks. So give, because what we do here is important, it's vital, and it is magical.